In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the Purge solenoid valve on this Dodge Grand Caravan. Let's get started. On the passenger side, let's remove the air intake box, which is also the filter housing. I'm going to start by disconnecting this clamp over here. You'll see it has an 8mm bolt on it. Unthread this a few turns. That should loosen up this clamp. While I'm here, I'm also going to pull this PCV hose off. Now you should be able to do this. And we need to also unbolt the power steering reservoir from this air filter housing with a 13mm socket. Remove that nut. Pull this up and off. I'm going to put this nut back on so that it doesn't get lost. This we're going to have to bungee cord out of our way. But now we should be able to pull this air filter housing straight up. It's just secured onto a couple rubber grommets. So go up, get everything out of the way. There we go. Now with the air box out of the way, you can see the purge valve solenoid right here. We have to unplug it first. I'm going to take a pocket screwdriver, try to pry this little locking tab out. Sometimes they're a little bit difficult to get to unlock. There we go. With that unlocked, you should be able to press on this tab, pull the connector off. There are two hoses here, one coming in from the side. Try to get this one out of here. Sometimes these get a little bit stuck. Be very gentle not to break it. If you have to, use some small pliers and very gently twist it. Usually that helps break it free. There we go. Set that aside. Now underneath here you have this connector that has two tabs that you have to pinch down, the blue locking mechanism there. Squeeze this in, slide this straight down, just like that. I sprayed this with a little bit of rust penetrant. Take a 10mm socket, slide it over here, and remove the mounting nut. Once you have it off, you can flip it around and take it off the bracket by pressing on this tab here and sliding the bracket right off. A lot of times this gets stuck, so you can spray it down with rust penetrant, but right here is your purge solenoid valve. Now take your new valve and slide the bracket back over it. There we go. Make sure that clicks and it's locked in tight. Line it back up over here. It has a little tab that needs to lock into the side of the vehicle here. Put that 10mm mounting nut back on and snug it up. Hold this in place so it stays lined up. Make it nice and snug. Don't over tighten it. It is very small. Resecure the hoses. Make sure they're bottomed out completely. And for this one, you want to make sure it clicks just like that. And plug it in at the top. Make sure that clicks. And once that's clicked in, lock it down with the red locking tab. It should not want to come off once it's on. Now grab the air filter housing. You're going to want to line it up with this cold intake piping first. And looks like mine is, well, not so secured anymore, so I'm going to have to guide it in here, kind of. But once it goes in there, you should be able to drop the rest of the filter housing into place. Oh, there we go. That's just seated. Let's resecure these. Make sure this slides on. It's got this little notch here that needs to line up. And then with an 8mm socket, tighten up the clamp. When you tighten these clamps, you want to make sure that you don't crush them completely. Otherwise, the gear in there will strip out, and then you'll have to replace it. So just go until it's snug. Make sure it's fully seated all around, and you should be good to go. Okay. If you can't move it once it's snugged up, you know it's tight enough. Resecure the power steering reservoir with this 13mm mounting nut. Snug that up.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.